Chelsea fans, buckle up. We're diving deep into the latest Blues news.
Always exciting times at Stamford Bridge, right?
Never a dull moment, that's for sure. And with the Southampton match coming up on Tuesday, there's a lot to unpack, especially with these new injuries popping up. It's making things a bit tense, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely a bit of a nail-biter, this one.
To get everyone up to speed, we're going to break down this article from The Standard. Enzo Maresca confirms Filip Jorgensen's stance as Chelsea boss provides Trevoh Chalobah update.
Ooh, that sounds juicy. What's the mission objective for today's deep dive?
Simple. We're your pre-match analysts. By the end of this, you'll be totally in the know, ready to watch Chelsea take on the Saints and then Copenhagen in the Conference League. Ready to go.
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first, Trevoh Chalobah. That injury he picked up against Aston Villa, ugh, what a blow.
Right. Talk about bad timing.
It really couldn't have happened at a worse time, right?
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. And remember, Chalobah was only just recalled from his loan at Crystal Palace to fill in those gaps in defense.
Right. He was supposed to be the solution.
Exactly. And now he's out for, what, 10 days?
Something like that. Not ideal at all.
Nope, not ideal. Missing the Southampton game for sure. And the first leg against Copenhagen, ouch.
Double ouch. So that's 3 center backs down now, if I'm counting correctly.
Yep, you're keeping track. Benoit Badiashile and Wesley Fofana are both still out of commission.
And they won't be back anytime soon, right?
Not likely. The word on the street is we won't see them until after the international break.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So that leaves Chelsea, well, thin, to say the least. Especially if they're sticking to that back 3 formation.
Right. That's Maresca's signature, but this could force his hand. We might see a switch to a back 4 out of necessity.
Oh, interesting. You think he'll go that route?
The possibility. But a back 4, that changes everything, doesn't it?
Absolutely. New defensive shape, new build-up play, even passing lanes would be totally different.
Exactly. Eventually more reliance on the wings. It's a whole tactical puzzle for Maresca to solve now.
And the puzzle pieces are dwindling. It really does make you wonder how he'll compensate. You know, it's interesting because he also has that goalkeeper situation to think about.
Oh, yeah. Filip Jorgensen.
After replacing Robert Sanchez, he had that, what's the word? A bit of a blunder against Villa.
Oh, yeah. That goal from Asensio in the 89th minute.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I just felt like you should have saved that, right?
Yeah. It looked savable on paper, sure. But hey, those things happen in football. Goalkeeping is a tough gig.
Right. No doubt about it. But you know what's interesting? Maresca's response.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. He's standing by his keeper.
Seems like it. He even came out and said he's not about to change his lineup for every mistake.
Which makes sense in a way. I mean,
yeah.
Imagine the pressure.
Totally. But isn't that a bit of a risk, though? Especially with someone like Jorgensen?
Oh, for sure. There's a risk. He's still pretty green, and now he's got these high-profile errors. People are going to talk. But think about the alternative. Changing keepers every time something goes wrong. That sends a different message, right?
Sends a message of, like, panic. Maybe.
Exactly. And, you know, instability never helped anyone. Maybe Maresca is prioritizing the long game here, building up Jorgensen's confidence. You know, giving him the space to develop. Maybe he sees something in Jorgensen that we just don't yet.
That's a great point. So maybe he's focusing on the future rather than just trying to fix things for right now.
Precisely. And this is where you, dear listener, come in. We've got a Chelsea team going into these next matches facing some serious challenges. So, what do you think? How should Maresca play this? Let's say you're in his shoes. Southampton matches on the horizon. Key defenders are missing. Do you stick with the back 3? Maybe risk further exposure? Or shake things up entirely and switch formations? And what about Jorgensen? How do you, as the manager, help him deal with the pressure? It's a real nail-biter. So many questions. So many possibilities.
Definitely keeps things interesting.
Wouldn't want it any other way, right?
You got that right. See you next time, Chelsea fans, for another deep dive.
Until then.